I didn't have to say anything. It's amazing. Good evening. It is good to be with you all. My name is Josh, and I'm the senior pastor here at Greenwood United Methodist Church, and such a joy it is to gather in and to celebrate with music and to hear some amazing talent this evening. If you are looking for a church home by chance, we worship on Sundays at 10:15. I can promise you okay preaching, because that's me, but I can promise you excellent music, because that's Drew. And Drew has done a fantastic job of curating these concerts. He's built this beast of a machine up here, which he knows way more about than I do. And so I'd love to turn it over to Drew as he introduces what's going on this evening.
Boy, you give away a couple of free tickets and people show up. I always crack the joke. I always hear that if you get 24 people at an organ concert, that's a good crowd. So I'm very excited to have you all here. I was expecting quite a good turnout for this because this is quite an occasion to have these two remarkable gentlemen here and to be able to have the good fortune of being able to call this place my second home. And so I greatly enjoy it here. And I hope you all have a wonderful time this evening. I am told that there will be a brief intermission. And you'll notice, if you look in your programs, there's not a program. In true theater organist form, they decided we're going to figure it out as we go. And so they have, that's why it's called a grab bag. And if you were looking at the slides, you'll notice that my 2 a.m. typing skills, I titled it Brab Bag, if you were paying close enough attention. However, it's why it's called a grab bag. They're literally just going to pull out the tunes. They've figured them out. They figured out what they want to do, and they're just going to go in the spontaneous order that they feel like. And it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful program, and you're in for an amazing treat. So, without further ado, I have no idea where they are. So, wherever you are, feel free to make your appearance, Mr. Justin Stahl and Mr. Eric Scott Kincaid. Thank you.
welcome. Fremde, étranger, stranger. Glugli, je sais, je suis enchanté. Happy to see you, bleibe, reste, stay. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Im Cabaret, au Cabaret, to Cabaret. Meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, Ladies and Gentlemen, guten Abend, bonsoir, good afternoon. Wie geht's? Comment ça va? Do you feel good? Eh bien non, confessier, je suis votre compère. I am your host und sagen willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Im Cabaret, au Cabaret, to Cabaret. Leave your troubles outside. So, life is disappointing. Forget it, huh? In here, life is beautiful. I'm beautiful. You're beautiful. And yes, even the orchestra is beautiful! Happy to see you, bleibe, reste, stay, sagen, willkommen, bienvenue, welcome, im Cabaret, au Cabaret, to a welcome to our program this afternoon. Delight to be invited to sing a few songs here today. That first two songs are from a Broadway show, Cabaret. The first song, made famous by Liza Minnelli in the film version of the show, directed by Bob Fosse. The original show on Broadway was at the Broadhurst Theater, a theater I've worked in 1966. I didn't work in it in 1966, I should say. The song I sang, Wilkomen, made famous by Joel Grey, both in the original Broadway production and in the film, and later in a more recent revival of the show by Alan Cummings. I've played the role numerous times in regional theaters. In fact, the last time I did the show, it's the last show I did before the pandemic shutdown. So it's fun to remember performing again, because I haven't done much since we've had the pandemic. So this next song, we have a set here of a bunch of ragtime songs. And some of these probably predate the one that I'm going to start off with. It's a famous tune written by Irving Berlin, and it's always good to pause for a second, remind ourselves about Irving Berlin. He lived to be 101. He was a Jewish immigrant from Russia. And Jerome Kern, another famous composer, said, Irving Berlin, talking about Irving Berlin, saying that he, let me just remind myself what he said. Oh, that he has no place in American music because he is American music. And listen to this set. He wrote over 1,000 songs, and you'll know a lot of them. How deep is the ocean, right? Blue skies, you know them in 2 notes, right? I'm dreaming of anything you can do. There's no I'm having and God bless America, right? Woo! It's interesting, this song, written in the melody was written in 1910, I believe. And in 1911, he added lyrics to it, and it was featured in something called the Friars Frolics. So the Friars Club in New York was presenting some shows with new songs, and it became an international hit. Which is kind of amazing. Back in the day before social media, it literally sold 100,000 copies of the sheet music in that first year. He made enough money he could buy a mom a house. And the second year it sold again, 1912, a million copies, or 100,000 copies. A million, 100,000? I don't know what it was, a lot. The second year as well. I was asked, oddly enough, by the Friars Club in New York many years ago to come and sing this song at an event they were hosting to celebrate a new book of all the published material and songs of Irving Berlin. And this arrangement was put together by myself and friend David Geist in New York. And I'm not going to say what the title is, because if you don't know it, you're going to know it because they sing the song, the title of the song about 40 times. So. Oh my honey, better hurry and let's meander. Ain't you going to the meter man, ragged leader man? Come and listen to a classical band. What's Peaches brass band? Grandstand. Ain't you coming along? Come on along to Alexander's ragtime band. Come on along, come on and hear. It's the best band in the land. And they can play a bugle call like you never heard before, so natural that you want to hear some more. It's just the bestest band, what am I? Oh, honey lamb, come on along, and let me take you by the hand. Up to the man who's the leader of the band. And if you care to hear that Swanee River played in a ragtime, come on and hear Alexander's ragtime band. Come on along and hear Alexander's ragtime band. Come on and hear, it's the best band in the land. They can play a bugle call like you never heard before, so natural that you want to hear some more. It's just the bestest band, what am I? A honey lamb. Come on along, and let me take you by the hand. Up to the man who's the leader of the band. And if you wanna hear that Swanee River played in a ragtime, come on along, come on along, come on, Alexander's ragtime band, ragtime band. Oh my honey, oh my honey.
This is the first concert I've ever done where it's been this long since you've heard my voice. So, oh, thank you all so much for coming. We're glad that you're here and enjoying some wonderful music today. Like he said, we're presenting a bit of a ragtime set here, so I'm going to share with you a couple of Scott Joplin piano rags back to back here. And like maybe many people got the resurgence of ragtime music from the Sting. I see some head nodding. I went through my great-grandpa's records and found an album of the Sting and listened to that and fell in love with that music and some of the beautiful orchestrations that Marvin Hamlish put on them. And also got along really well with Scott Joplin when I was in college because you had more wiggle room than Bach, in piano lessons. So anyway, here are a couple of piano rags. First the pineapple rag and then the Bethena rag. Actually, I owe you one because you clapped before it was over. The next tune I want to share with you is a really fun tune by Dave Brubeck, who was always playing around with meter. So for you music folks, you might know the term hemiola, where we are in one time signature, like 3/4, and it makes it sound like it's in a different time signature. Always playing around with where the accent and where the downbeat is. And you'll hear that a lot in this next tune, where I'm choosing to employ the recorder system on the organ, and we're going to do what I like to call a phantom duet, where I'm going to play the piano, and I've pre-recorded the organ. So sit back and enjoy what's called It's a Raggy Waltz. Thank you so much. I love that because it fakes you out. You think it's going to be Claire de Lune, and then it ends up being a beautiful arrangement of Jesus Loves Me by Fred Bach. Next tune I'm going to share with you is a fun Latin tune. I think it's from the 40s called Besame Mucho. So we're going to hear some of the trap effects of the organ, tambourines, and such. So enjoy. Would you please welcome back to the stage, there it is, Eric Scott Kincaid.
I'm going to do a quick little medley of tunes by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein, Broadway legends. This arrangement is inspired by Nancy Lamont, the great late cabaret singer. If you don't know her, please Google her and buy her recordings. They're really quite phenomenal. her musical director, Christopher Marlowe, had some just beautiful arrangement ideas. My friend Susan Powers had the idea to put this second tune with it. The first song is from The King and I, and the second song in the medley is from Oklahoma. I have dreamed that your arms are lovely. I have dreamed what a joy you'll be. I have dreamed every word you'll whisper when you're close to me. How you look in the glow of the evening. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view. In these dreams, I've loved you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. I will love being loved by you. Out of my dreams and into your arms, I long to fly. I will come as evening comes to woo a waking sky. Out of my dreams and into the hush of falling shadows, when the mist is low and stars are breaking through, then out of my dreams we'll go into a dream with you. I have dreamed and enjoyed the view. In these dreams, I've loved you so that by now I think I know what it's like to be loved by you. I will love being loved by you. Apparently we have an intermission. So this is the last song before you take a short break. I'm not sure how we herd back in, but someone will alert you to come back in. That'll do it. We're going to finish this set with another Kander and Ebb tune with the composers who we opened the show with. This is from a film score they did, New York, New York. And Liza Minnelli recorded this song originally. It's been a tough couple years for lots of people. A poet I was reading the last couple years, in this particular poem by Jack Gilbert, A Brief for the Defense. There's a couple lines for it. We must risk delight. We can do without pleasure, but we must have delight, enjoyment. We must have the stubbornness to accept our gladness in the ruthless furnace of the world. And Kendra does this idea of two things happening at once, the good and the bad. Let's do this song. Sometimes you're happy, and sometimes you're sad, but the world goes around. Sometimes you lose every nickel you had, but the world goes around. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't alter a thing. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a fall, and a spring. And sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes around. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses, somebody wins. One day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins, and the world goes around, and the world goes round. The world goes around. Sometimes your dreams get broken in pieces, but that doesn't matter at all. Take it from me, there's still gonna be a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. And sometimes a friend starts treating you bad, but the world goes round. And sometimes your heart breaks with a deafening sound. Somebody loses and somebody wins. One day it's kicks, then it's kicks in the shins. But the planet spins and the world goes around and around and round and around and round. The world goes around, the world goes around.
I expect a round of applause for my auga solo there. If you'll begin taking your seats back, we'll get this show back on the road again. You don't want to hear me play this thing. No way. Nah. While everybody's taking their seats, I would be remiss if I didn't make mention of the fact that we like to do these programs totally free of charge. We don't charge any money for this kind of stuff, but there is an expense involved. There are baskets back there if you feel so inclined. Throw $1 in or $2 if it was worth that to you. We would greatly appreciate it, and it helps us to keep doing more and more and more of these kinds of events. COVID really, of course, threw a disruption in that over the last 2 years, and so we're trying to get back on track again. If you would like to be notified of these events as they're happening and as they're coming up, you can find out about us, get information a couple of different ways. You can subscribe to our monthly church newsletter on any page of our website at the very bottom. Fill in that information and we'll email this stuff out to you. We don't spam you, I promise. I know that because I'm the guy that sends those emails. And I promise not to pester you. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube and all those other wonderful places. And that way you can, catch my breath. I'm not even playing and I'm worn out. Okay. I don't have anything left to say, luckily. Collections, baskets, I think that was it. I had loads of fun building this thing, and I love watching people play it. And so after the program, if you are interested in trying it out, if you have a little bit of organ chops, I would appreciate it if you kind of know how to play the thing. And feel free to come up and take it for a spin, and I'll be glad to answer any questions for you. And really, I'll talk about this for weeks on end. I will rattle your ear off if you're not careful, okay? So feel free to just walk away mid-sentence. You won't hurt my feelings, okay? All right, Justin. Well, help me welcome back whoever's coming back, because I don't know.
That song is from a Broadway show, Merrily We Roll Along, Old Friends. It's written by Stephen Sondheim, who we sadly lost this year, one of our most prolific composers and renowned composers on Broadway. I'm going to do another song from that show. And I was just thinking today when I was coming over here, Merrily We Roll Along is the first professional show I ever auditioned for. I was a senior at Northwestern, just north of Chicago, and I had heard that production team from New York was coming in, and they would be at the Blackstone Theater in Chicago auditioning local talent for this new show they were creating. So, young whippersnapper that I was, I looked up in the white pages, Blackstone Theater, and found the telephone number, oddly for the backstage, and I called, and a guy answered the phone. I said, yes, I would like to audition for Stephen Sondheim's new show. There was a pause, and he says, who are you? And I said, I'm Eric Kincaid. I'm a student at Northwestern. And there was another pause. He goes, did I just see you in a show at Northwestern? And I go, yeah, I just had done a show with some original music and comedy. Another pause. He goes, I actually saw you in that. Yes, you can come audition. Nice. So, and it was one of those classic old-timey auditions where it was at the theater, so it's black in the audience, you don't see anything, there's a spotlight on you, and they're asking you some questions, and you, yeah, just like that. And you sing your tune and speak with them. I did not get cast in this show, but my good friend Liz Calloway, who I worked with years later in Cats, was cast in it, and she was cast out of Chicago. This is Not a Day Goes By. Not a day goes by, not a single day, you're not somewhere a part of my life, and you don't go away as the days go by. I keep thinking, when will it end? That it can't get much better, much longer. But it only gets better and stronger and deeper and nearer and simpler and freer and richer and clearer. And no, not a day goes by, not a blessed day, but you somewhere come into my life, and you don't go away. So I have to say, if you do, I'll die. I want day after day after day after day after day after day after day till the days go by, till the days go by, till the days go by, till the days go by. Here's a tune by Frank Lesser from the Broadway show Guys and Dolls, and I have nothing else to say about it. Ask me, ask me, ask me. Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging. Well, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. from the moment we kissed tonight. That's the way I've just gotta behave. Boy, if I were a lamp, I'd light. Or if I were a banner, I'd wave. Ask me, how do I feel? Little me, with my quiet upbringing. Well, all I can say is if I were a gate, I'd be swinging. And if I were a watch, I'd start popping my springs. And if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, ding. Ask me, how do I feel from this chemistry lesson I'm learning? Chemistry, yeah. Well, all I can say is if I were a bridge, I'd be burning. Yes, I knew my morale would crack from the wonderful way that you looked. Girl, if I were a duck, I'd quack. Or if I were a goose, I'd be cooked. Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're fondly caressing. Pal, if I were a salad, you know I'd be splashing my dressing. Oh. Ask me how to describe this whole beautiful thing. Well, if I were a bell, if I were a bell, if I were a bell, I'd go ding-a-dong, ding-dong, ding-dong, ding, ding-dong, ding-dong.
This next tune I want to share with you it's so fun to play, and I actually heard it on a recording from a restaurant that was equipped with a real live theater pipe organ, sort of similar to the Paramount Music Palace. Give me a quick raise of the hand if you ever went there. Yeah, okay, great. So none of you have heard of it. That's terrible. Anyway, in Arizona, actually, this restaurant is still going. It's called Organ Stop Pizza, and the organist there at the time was named Waltz, and if you're in the theater organ world, you'll know that name. So I have to give credit to him for this arrangement, but it's from Victor Victoria called Le Jazz Hot. So I love introducing this tune because I kind of talk about, the inner workings of the organ. There's so many buttons and switches, and on this particular one, they're digital, so it even makes it tougher because you push one and then you end up pushing two and all that kind of thing. So luckily we have all these buttons underneath that I can preset. And I was prepping for a concert one time, and I'm like, man, this is, my brain's just like tired of holding all this information in. So I wanted to do something really simple, and I kind of worked a little bit into sort of a fun, creative, simplistic arrangement of Happy Together by the Turtles. Never heard of that either. That's, wow. Drew, next concert I want a fan up here. Noted. What? Nope. Yep, okay, there we go. I'm gonna play a couple of tunes for you back to back here that again show off the versatility of the organ and sort of the timelessness and how it's sort of an original synthesizer. You can take it and do any kind of music that has some sort of melody or good harmonic structure to it. Rap music, maybe not so much, but maybe someday we'll get there. Eric, maybe you could do a rap for us? I didn't tell him anyway. The couple of tunes are by Journey. If you haven't, you've heard it, both of them probably. First one, their most famous hit, Don't Stop Believin', which gives another little bit of workout to my feet. And then one of their power ballads called Open Arms. keep it going for Eric. Let's bring Eric back to the stage.
I was in the, I have to say the original Broadway Company of Cats, because there's been a revival, short-lived. So I was in the original Broadway Company of Cats for many years. And I heard many exceptional people sing the next song that I'm going to sing. It's not something I sang in the show. Those of you that don't know, the lyrics to the musical Cats are taken from poems by T.S. Eliot. And this main ballad from the show was written by Trevor Nunn, who was the director of Cats. He found a fragment of a poem and a name of a character, Grisabella, and another fragment of a poem, and he crafted this piece that became this iconic song. Memory, turn your face to the moonlight. Let your memory lead you. Open up, enter in. If you find there the meaning of what happiness is, then a new life will begin. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. Life was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. Burned out ends of smoky days, the stale, cold smell of morning. A street lamp dies, another night is over, another day. I must wait for the sunrise. I must think of a new life, and I mustn't give in. When the dawn comes, tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin. Trees in summer, endless masquerading, like a flower as the dawn is breaking. The memory is fading. Touch me. It's so easy to leave me all alone with the memory of my days in the sun. A new day has begun.
As we begin to wrap things up, I want to say some thanks to Drew Worthen and the Greenwood United Methodist Church for having us here today. Thank you so much. Also want to put out a plug. If this is the first time you've heard this kind of music, organ music in this style, sort of the theater organ music, please be sure to check out the Central Indiana chapter of the American Theater Organ Society, whose sole purpose is to preserve real instruments like this. So this is a fabulous digital representation, but we also, in our chapter, maintain real theater organs. There's opportunities to hear concerts and even play these instruments if you're so inclined. So please be sure to check out our website and consider joining to help take care of these wonderful instruments and to keep them going. So I'm going to move now into a medley. I hate that word. I can't believe I just said it. I don't know why, but I just do. It's a selection of tunes from the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and this really takes the organ through its paces. Just about every sound that you could possibly think of is played on it with many, many different types of moods. So I'll just tell you what the tunes you'll hear in it are. First, you'll hear Golden Ticket. And then you'll hear a beautiful ballad sung by the lead's mother called Cheer Up, Charlie. And then we move into a great jazz standard that kind of stood alone on its own, called Candyman. And then if you're familiar with the movie, and I love talking about this whenever I play this, you'll know the super creepy scene where they're in the main part of the factory and they go on the boat ride in the Chocolate River. You know what I'm talking about, okay? If you haven't seen this movie, you need to go watch it. It's just great. But they were clearly on acid when they did this part because it's just insane to me. Because they're just trying to creep out the children that they've invited to the factory. And the boat goes into this tunnel and they play these grotesque scenes on the walls of the tunnel, and Willy Wonka's singing all, deadpan, and Gene Wilder really pulls this off well. So that's called The Wondrous Boat Ride, that part. Then we move into the Oompa Loompa theme and finish with Pure Imagination. Again, thank you so much for coming here today. Do tell your friends about this kind of thing that you've heard and share it. That's the best way, is word of mouth, to get people interested in this kind of music and what they can do. So again, thanks for coming and enjoy selections from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Thank you so much for giving of your time and coming here today. I'm going to let you sit back down because, of course, we've got one more song for you. Your request has been answered. So let's bring Eric back onto the stage for one more. Wasn't he wonderful?
Oh my gosh, that was so spectacular. I love that.
Thank you so much. Last tune we're going to share with you today is actually one of my arrangements that I usually play solo, but as we were collaborating together, and really that only took place this week. So that's a testament to, I'm going to brag on both of our talents because we put it together this week, really. So.
Yesterday.
Yes, never had a lesson. Right. But anyway, this is a beautiful tune from the Muppet movie. I don't, if you've got comments on it, you can. But my picture I always like to paint is Judy Garland on a log singing Rainbow Connection, right? It's like kind of that song for the Muppet movie, but we're going to share with you the Rainbow Connection.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told many times, and some choose to believe it, but I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers and dreamers and me. On a morning star. Somebody thought of that, and someone believed. so far. I've heard a voice too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers and dreamers and me. Mm.